Welcome anglers back to the Texas Fishing and Fly Fishing Report. My name is Shannon. Let's get started with some big news. Maybe you can hear in the background. I am recording this on Sunday. You will be hearing this on Monday on the way to work. In the background, rain again here in north central Texas. And that is because the big piece of news that covers the entire state, the entire country, El Niño is officially back and forecast to strengthen through late 2026. My staff writer told me that for Texas, that usually means a wetter, cooler fall and winter with more storm systems crossing the state. For anglers, good news, people, good news. Higher lake levels, improved river flows, greener gardens and yards, healthier coastal marshes, and better overall water conditions. The biggest adjustment may be changing salinity levels in the bays after heavy rains, which can shift trout and redfish patterns. Hey, we've got some dams opening up too. Man, I got on that last week, but we'll get on with this show. Overall, El Niño is often a positive signal for Texas fisheries heading into fall and winter. Thank you, staff writer. Welcome back to the Texas Fishing and Fly Fishing Report. I'm Shannon, and here's what anglers across Texas should know for the week ahead. If you're sleeping until 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, hey man, I'm telling you, you're missing out. The big story this week is pretty darn simple. Dawn is king. Summer fishing patterns are now fully established across Texas, and the anglers finding the most success are the ones getting on the water before daylight. Water temperatures continue rising statewide, and fish are feeding aggressively during low light periods at night and moving deeper as the day heats up. Let's get a look at the Texas Gulf Coast. I know you guys are listening. The coast continues to improve as summer settles in. Bait fish, shrimp, and mullet are becoming more abundant, and redfish, trout, and black drum are more hungry than ever. They're feeding around moving water, and they move off as temperatures get too hot and the sun gets too bright. Along the upper coast, around Galveston, Trinity Bay, and East Bay, the best fishing continues to occur during the first few hours of daylight. Water clarity remains variable depending on wind, but anglers focusing on marsh drains, you know what those are, current seams, you know what those are, and protected shorelines, and boy do we know what those are for fly fishermen, are finding fish. For fly anglers, here's your flies: white clouds or shrimp patterns, spoon flies. And see my video on spoon flies. That's a pretty controversial pick there for a fly as a spoon fly. Continue to produce along the Texas Gulf Coast. Moving south to Matagorda, Port O'Connor, and Rockport, the mid-coast remains one of the most dependable fisheries in Texas. Redfish are cruising grass flats, trout are holding around potholes, and the bait activity remains strong throughout the region. Look for those blow-ups on top, people. Look for those blow-ups and go to them. And look for birds too, early. Farther south, the lower Laguna Madre continues to be the premier fly fishing destination in Texas. I told you so. Visibility remains excellent. Redfish are actively tailing in shallow water, and anglers are making quiet presentations like a fly, are finding consistent success. If you're looking for the best fly fishing opportunity in Texas this week, it's the lower Laguna Madre. Baby, it's the greatest. Moving inland, North Texas bass are settling in to predictable summer patterns. Fish are relating more to structure, bait schools, riprap, and wind-blown points, so kind of takes the fly guys out of the picture. Early morning topwater action remains at the highlight, especially before boat traffic and summer heat begin affecting fish behavior. So that means for you fly fishing fellows out there and ladies, topwater action, poppers and things like that. There's some great videos out there really on how to do that. Maybe I'll try to do that this week and get something threaded in for the next week's report. The hill country continues offering excellent opportunities for Guadalupe bass, largemouth bass, and sunfish. Rivers like the Guadalupe, Llano, and San Marcos are fishing well early in the day. You know, it says early in the day here. I bet you can get all the way through till midday, noon, 2 o'clock, something like that, and catch fish. Because a lot of these places are now have overhanging trees and shade for a longer time. East Texas remains one of the state's most reliable freshwater destinations. Lake Fork, highly pressured. Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, and Lake of the Pines are all producing quality bass fishing during low light periods. Look, people, these fish are just like a bunch of wild hogs in places like Lake Fork. You shoot them in the daylight, they feed at night. So, nighttime bass fishing is really something you need to think about. It's just a little more challenging if you're fly fishing at night, but hey, it can be done. The topwater bite remains particularly strong around vegetation, timber, and creek channels. Fly anglers should continue focusing on deer hair poppers, like I said, topwater poppers, early before switching to streamers and crawfish patterns as the sun climbs. If you got crawfish, throw a crawfish. I'm telling you. Pattern-wise, fly-wise, throw a rusty craw. And don't overlook Caddo Lake. The Cypress Line bankwaters continue to offer some of the most unique fly fishing experiences in Texas. I'm going to have to go try that. My writer keeps talking about that, and I haven't done it yet. It's a long ways off, and my car is getting ready to go under major surgery. So, the old Toyota 4Runner's got 300,000 miles on it plus. And starting to show a little bit of shakiness in the front end and the rear end, actually, just like an old hooker on meth. Anyway, that's another story too. Across central Texas, lakes like Travis, Buchanan, LBJ, Belton, Stillhouse Hollow, and Georgetown, summer patterns continue to strengthen. Offshore structure and bait are becoming increasingly important for you conventional fishermen. Early schooling fish remain possible. Don't ignore it. If you see some shaky water, if you see a little bit skitterish, what I call skitterish water, you got to throw at that. I've seen schools of sand bass on top learning how to eat on Lake Ray Roberts. Once they learn, I'm going to learn how to eat them. Out in West Texas in the Panhandle, well, I feel sorry for you guys. The story remains much the same. Heat, wind, and water levels continue to dictate success. And man, there's not much water out there. Early mornings remain the best opportunity for conditions, before conditions just go straight to Hades. They say here in the writing says it becomes more challenging. So what are the best bets in Texas this week? Number 1 remains the lower lagoon and moderate for redfish on fly. Number 2, the mid-coast for redfish and trout. Number 3, East Texas topwater bass fishing. And number 4 is the hill country Guadalupe bass on rivers and streams. The common thread across all these opportunities is simple. Fish early. Follow bait, fish moving water, stay mobile, and don't be afraid to adjust deeper as the sun rises. If I only had one fishing trip available for me this week, which I don't even have that, that's laughable, I'd be standing on a Texas coastal flat. You've heard this before, man. I'd be down there in the Lower Lagoon or Monterey giving it a run. That's your Texas fishing and fly fishing report for June 14th through June 21st. Until next time, get outside, enjoy Texas waters, and like and subscribe for the next report. Hey guys, I need you to take a minute and go look at my products at texasflycaster.com. My number 1 selling product across the United States and 3 continents is my fly lighting mat. Take a look at these. Maybe order yourself one. These kind of things keep the wheels turning here at Texas Flycaster.